Okay, we are live.
We are live.
We are live.
Yeah. Studio MAC9000 drum recording. We are here. We got the little pub. We got the little Billiardino.
Billiardino. Yeah, we're still in Italy, so
Yeah.
we've got to have one.
When in Rome, but we're not in Rome. We're in Rieti. Rieti, centro di Italia, Umbelico.
Or ombelico, it could be another thing. I won't say it on camera, but yeah. Anyways,
Comunque,
we are here for the studio tour. So today you're going to show us the studio where the magic happens.
yes, the magic happens in the drum room in there. And yeah, I've been here for like almost a year. And recording albums, all different styles of music, a lot of proggy stuff, a lot of techno-y stuff. The cool thing now, I mix electric drums and acoustic drums, kind of industrial type music. I do a lot of that, a lot of prog, a lot of metal, a lot of rock, all styles. Here, studio sounds great, it's killer.
Looks
And,
good as well, if you
yeah.
ask me.
We're gonna go in, but right now we're gonna have a drink.
Yeah. Having a drink, drove 2 hours to get here, was worth it.
Yeah, the hard stuff, hard water.
Yeah, man.
It's a different world.
Yeah, rockers used to be different, but nowadays they drink water. It's not even sparkling water, it's
Exactly.
just water.
What is this stuff anyway?
I don't know. I've seen in commercials,
I've
but
seen it.
yeah,
I've seen it.
some weirdos used to drink this in commercials.
Yes, yes, yes. Come on, bro.
Anyways, we were also talking about something interesting before. We were talking about mixing from drummer's perspective and audience perspective, right? So before we go to the studio, maybe we can have a little chat about that.
Yeah, I mean, as a drummer, you're always behind the drum set. So when you pan, let's say the toms, let's just go back in time to when it was like a bunch of toms. 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. It's like a dream for a drummer. Like, and it always sounds great. You're used to hearing the small drum on your left and the big drum on your right. They call that drummer's perspective. Well, me and Antonio were talking, and he was asking me, what's the best way to mix? Should I put the small drum here and the big drum on the right? But I think 90% of music is mixed the other way, audience perspective. So if I'm in the audience and I'm watching a drummer play a gigantic drum kit, when he does that small drum, boom, good 6-inch tom, right?
Yeah, man. I mean,
It's going to be on the right side.
great.
Yeah, it
Was
really,
it a pearl tom? I mean, from the sound, it sounded like a pearl tom.
No, it's not a pearl. It's a custom kit. But anyway, like when I watch that drummer, his small drum is going to be on the right side because I'm sitting in the audience. So when he does the cafone, it's panned from right to left. That's audience perspective. So
Yeah, I was asking, how do you do it here? I mean, what do you usually do here?
this is kind of cool. When I use a big kit, not only with the cafone, but the floor tom is on my right. The floor tom is a deep, big note. And sometimes it depends who's mixing your album. The floor tom can get lost because it's too deep. So a cool way to mix, if you have a basic drum kit, let's say you got 3 toms. You got your 8-inch tom, you got your 10-inch tom, you got your 13-inch tom, and then your 16-inch floor tom, all right? So what I do, I like to pan the small drum all the way to the right, the next size in the middle, and then the next size on my left, and the floor tom in both. All right, so no matter what, you're going to hear that deep note. It's going to be.
So you've got a floor on the right and one on the left, right?
Let's say I got 3 toms and a floor tom.
All right.
So the first tom is going to be I'm panning in my right ear, in my headphones. I mix the tom over here. The second drum, I'm going to mix here. All right, it's kind of in both.
Yeah.
But not as much. No, in both, yeah. And then the other drum I'm going to put here. But the floor tom, because it's deep and it's also the end of the cafone. It's the end of the fill. It can't be. So I put it in both ears.
Oh, right. So it's Kind of in the middle.
You can't lose the end.
Did I get it right? Is it's kind of in the middle?
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
I never thought about that. Like, this is why it's interesting to get, to get together with people who actually play and record drums on a daily basis, because you get to find out about these things.
Yeah, because it's deep and it's the end. It's like the period. It's the
because we were talking about we were discussing some Rush records before, right? And on some of their recordings, I've heard toms being panned, one on the left and one on the right. But maybe it's because drummers are different, and so maybe it was just the drummer's style in that moment. They needed the toms positioned in that way so that it could play a certain feel or whatever it was. But you like it in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, there's many different ways to pan. I mean, sometimes I do. I don't mix an album because I've been playing drums so long where, I have good ears, but mixing you need really good ears.
You like playing, let's say.
Yeah, I mean, you need some, personally, after playing for so many years, the cymbals are the first thing that you start to lose, the high frequency. Mm-hmm. So, you always see the drummer in the band, he's going, turn up my hi-hat in the mix.
What did you say? Sorry, I can...
Call me.
So you've got an engineer to do that for you.
Yeah,
right.
I got a great engineer, and he's a drummer, and he's young.
So he can understand what's going on.
He's young enough where his ears are great. But the good thing most of the great engineers I worked with were drummers and producers. I mean, drummers make great producers and great engineers if their ears are still there.
Well, I think in general it's good for a producer to be able to play a little bit of everything, because otherwise, how are you going to mix it if you can't understand what's going on?
See, but mainly engineers, you'd be surprised. I don't know if I told you, but in Switzerland, other countries, in Germany I've done it, in Switzerland I've done it. I did kind of seminars about recording drums in schools, in recording schools, right? And I also did it in South America. So I did it in different places, like recording school. The thing is, you'd be amazed. Unfortunately, a lot of the generation doesn't really understand how to mic a drum set. Or they're kind of used to using samples all the time, or they're used to only playing with drum machines.
Well, the thing is that nowadays we got so many tools that allow you to make music without understanding music. Like you can,
without a drummer.
You can just download. Yeah, you can just download like I don't know, a set of 200 grooves and just go on with it and make music. You don't need to understand anything about drums. So yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the drummer as an engineer, if his ears are still there, are the best, because this guy understands when I walk into a studio and the producer or engineer says, kind of, what do you want to sound like? If they haven't heard me play, I basically say, I want what's in there, that drum set, I want it in here.
All right.
I want you to bring me into the control room.
All right.
To the speakers.
And maybe a little bit, a little bit of an enhanced version, right?
No, but I'm just talking the very beginning, when I hit my snare drum.
Yeah.
We're going, okay, snare drum, bum,
must sound pretty much the same.
I want that sound in here first.
Because otherwise, you play with a certain feel and it doesn't translate, right?
Never listen to, we're gonna fix it in the mix, don't worry.
Yeah,
it's the same as checks in the
later. Because, I mean, if we're talking about that, then studio work used to be that way. I mean, you couldn't fix it later. You had to nail it. The first time you hit record, right?
Basically, it's what they would tell you.
And even the sounds had to be pretty much on point. You couldn't fix so much later.
I mean, you could, not as much as now.
Yeah, not as much. I mean, that's what I mean.
But it made you play more precise, because you knew, the clock is running and you got to really play.
But so this brings us to a certain question. Do you think there's a future for real, studios who like to work this way, with real drums being played?
Yeah, it has to be, because I'm bored already. I don't listen to many bands at all, because
so let's say that someone came here to record some drums, which I hope you guys do, because it's going to be great for you. I mean, what value are you going to bring with a real drums being played?
Feel. I mean, the main thing is feel. it's like hiring Vinny Caliuta and you break your piggy bank and the whole band hires Vinny and then you quantize him. Like, why did you hire Vinny?
Yeah, just hire a drum machine.
Exactly. What's going to happen is already is happening. When I started, we recorded on 2-inch tape, the Studer, analog. It was the way to record. It was beautiful. There was mid-range, there was fatness. Now, everything went digital, and you're making programs, digital programs, to sound like analog. I mean, that's like, you know what I mean? People want to go back in time now. So they want analog.
So the reason people should consider this pathway again is because you get to experience the feel again on music, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is just sound-wise. Feel-wise, yeah. I mean, you got to bring back the live drummer. You have to take away the quantized thing, especially in metal. And you just got, feel.
Like the studio name is it's interesting because it's MAC9000, right?
Okay.
And tell us, how did you come up with it? Because that's exactly the point, right?
Okay, you know Michael Romeo,
yeah.
the top player for Symphony X. He hired me. He got me on 2 of his solo albums. So I recorded both of Mike's solo albums, War of the Worlds Part 1 and War of the Worlds Part 2. So when War of the Worlds Part 1 came out, I'm not really like one of these YouTube, I gotta check the comments.
Yeah.
But if it's a review, I read the reviews, right? So I read this review and it started off really cool. Like, I love this album. And he goes, the drums are just phenomenal. And I was like, wow. And as I read, the guy said, okay, I'm not one of these guys, my fans, but he said, I'm a fan of John Macaluso, but I don't understand why he's credited on the album for playing drums. Because obviously, this is programmed drums. It's a drum machine. Because no one can play that precise. It's impossible. So why did they put his name as the drummer? Immediately, I went and
I flipped out.
I freaked out. Sicilian, I got the sangue siciliano, capito?
Yeah.
It's Sicilian blood.
Yeah.
I wrote to this company.
So you threw an orange to him.
Oh, yeah. I wrote to them right away, and I'm like, who is this guy, first of all? And he's saying that I didn't play. Now, when I did that album, we did it in San Marino with Simone Milleroni. We work on many albums together. And when I record, we record until it's right. So it's the opposite of quantizing and programming.
Yeah, you just play until it feels good.
Yeah. So basically, the guy got in touch with me and he says, oh, I'm sorry, I just didn't think it was possible to be that on the click.
Well, actually, it used to be possible, but nowadays,
I said, maybe he's used to like what he's hearing. Not everything's fake, but a lot of stuff is just put in line. And I freaked on the guy, and then we became buddies. We made up, but I became really good friends with the owner of the website, and we started to do a lot of stuff together. And we made a joke. They interviewed me, and I said, basically, I guess I'm accused of being a drum machine, like the MAC9000. I made up a mythical drum machine, like an 80s TR-505. So basically, the studio name came from that, being like a
human drum machine.
Yeah. I mean, basically, you work your whole life to play on the click, and you work your whole life to play off the click, but play off the click in the right spots every time. That gives a feel. But so MAC9000 drum recording.
So
that's where it came
I've got one more question. Why are we not in the studio?
We can go. Come on in. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's do it. I don't have any mics set up right now because we don't have a session. I got next week a session we're going to do. So for right now, you're not going to see my mic.
At least you get to see the place. And
it's my drums.
If you got some work for John, this is the place.
Come on in, Vinny qua.
Let's go. Okay, here we are. Let's go. Okay, so this is the place.
Kia ora.
Nice graphics. I don't know what time it is.
No, sto scherzando. Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, this is my recording kit.
Let's see the drawings. They're great.
Yeah, we got a little, some funky artwork on the wall.
Yeah, but it looks good.
Always makes it.
I mean, I like the lights also.
So
there used to be, so you said there used to be more lights in here, right? But something happened with the ceiling. What was it?
Yeah, the one side of my studio collapsed due to the rain. There was major. It was like 40 days and 40 nights, like the Bible. It was raining in Rieti for almost that time.
Yeah, but as we were saying, it's the problem with Italian houses. They look good, but then, you know, the ceiling falls apart sometimes because they're old.
You said that. I never.
Yeah, I say that. I say that because I'm Italian. I can say it. So
you can say it.
I can say it.
Yeah, so I had a little bit of a tragedy on the other side, but we fixed it, and actually, it sounds better. Blessing in disguise. Sometimes that happens. Yes, actually, we got even a better sound. But yeah, so. This is one of my recording kits, right? This is like kind of, it's good for everything.
Nice color.
Nah, always the same color. Orange or gold is what I use. And then I got the other drum kit, which is more, I got power toms, and I use it for different style of music. But this is like more for everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's versatile.
Yeah, the other one's a little different, but always the same snare drum. But I have about 5, so it depends on the music.
What snare drum is that?
The snare drum is custom made for me by a friend of mine in Torino. And oddly enough...
Show us. Let's see
Come on back. Oddly enough, the company was called Drum Shop USA, but the drum is made in Torino. And my great buddy Robbie Viteri, he lives in he's from Torino. He's the guy who helped him, helped create this snare drum.
All right. Did you design it together, or did you design it together?
No, I told them what I wanted, and they ran with it.
All right.
And they delivered a great drum.
So you just described the kind of sound that you wanted?
Yeah, basically, I mean, I wanted my own signature sound, like Stuart Copeland, John Bonham, Alex Van Halen. Those
because
guys.
It's like, we were talking about this, like the fact that you have your own sound means that you have your own footprint, right?
Yeah.
Your own.
It's kind of like your own drum, the way you tune it, the head that's on it, where you hit it, that can give you your own sound. But that works for some things, but some people don't want your own sound. Mm-hmm. You know, if I'm going to if I'm recording a pop song, they might not want this sound.
They might want a neutral sound or
there's
whatever.
many things you can do. You could tune it differently, or take one of the other 5 snare drums and pop it in. You know.
But let's see this one. Yeah, show us what you got here. So too bad we don't get to see all the fancy lights that you had, but I've seen them. Pretty cool. I mean, pretty good.
Now this head is amazing. This is called a hybrid, all right? And this head is by Evans. It's a hybrid. It's made of Kevlar. Kevlar is what the Army helmets are made of.
All right.
All right? So.
Oh my God. Yeah. Really high. Yeah, that's a lot of output.
I mean, it could be fat, it could be dynamic. This, I have it tuned. I did like a metal type session, so I wanted a little more bang in there.
Yeah.
But I don't need moon gel. I don't need muffling. If you want to, it's all in the tuning. So this snare drum with this head is amazing. And the snare, sorry, I'm not one of those guys who cleans their cymbals every minute. So it's like old beer spilled on it and sweat.
It's fine. It's
and sweat, and
that's how it should be.
I mean, that's how it should be. I think it adds to the sound, man. Just like there's a lot of dirt in that drum.
It's being played.
But you could also clean it, and you can make it sound. I could make it sound like a Piccolo Red Hot Chili Peppers. I could go Phil Collins, you know.
With all those harmonics, like.
It's such a beautiful drum. This might signature drum now.
Nice.
And yeah, this drum with this head in this room. And, this hand or this hand, it always works.
Nice.
But sometimes I got to pull out the piccolo.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting all
that
that volume. I mean, it has a lot of output, so I wasn't expecting that.
Hey. And then tom-wise, I mean, I'm always using different sizes. Again, it depends on the session. This is the smallest drum, the 8.
Oops, I was about to fall on the floor. Okay.
The 8. It's a big jump from 8 to 12, but it's the way you tune it.
That's a really small tom. I mean,
very small tom.
I never use those.
Okay. It's a little out of tune because I beat the hell out of it, but I tune to the tarantella.
By the way,
Funzione.
how did you come up with this system? Was it by chance? Yeah.
Tarantella?
The Tarantella
No,
system.
that was
Yeah.
my old drum teacher. He's anche io Italo-Americano.
Yeah.
And he said, I tune my drums in fourths.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Joe, I'm a drummer. What the hell does that mean?
Oh, the light
He goes-
behind you is kind of messing it up.
He
All
goes,
right.
no, he goes, it's pretty much the tarantella. Da, 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 da. So you can go from the smallest drum to your biggest. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
But it works all around
All
the
right.
set. Yeah. It's a little trick.
Whatever works for you, man. I mean,
It
it's
works
I mean, this is to prove that you can just find your own system, and it's great.
And then I use a lot of special effects. I use some. I also do some weird stuff.
Like you can also. Yeah, that's cool.
Yes. So I like a lot of like special effect sounds.
Let's see some.
You know.
Let's see some of those.
Yeah. So I mean, I use a lot of weird cup chimes and bells. You know.
That's cool. Well, no one got hurt.
All right. So Studio MAC9000 drum recording. I'm John Macaluso. Thank you, Antonio.
My
And,
pleasure, man. My pleasure.
Tutto bene. Ok, ci vediamo dopo.
Yeah, man. Great hanging around with you as always. This is the studio. See you in the next one.
All right.